Assalamu alaikum, guys. So today what I want to talk about is something that I think is really important, and that's exercise, which, I'm sure you probably assume that exercise is important to me, but more than that, I'm talking about exercise during the month of Ramadan. And I'm actually going to go out and say that I think everybody should be working out during Ramadan. And just hear me out. Let me start with the reasons why someone shouldn't be working out. We know that Ramadan is a month of building taqwa. That's the truth. That's the bottom line. That's what we're in this month to do. That's why we fast. That's why we spend these long days not eating and drinking. It's to build taqwa. That's what it's all about. So if working out in the gym is taking you away from your remembrance of Allah, is taking you away from salah, is taking you away from reading Taraweeh or praying Taraweeh in the masjid, reading Quran, then obviously you shouldn't be working out because it's taking away from what the major goal is in this month. And I think there's even a case for someone who, although this goes against what I'm about to say later, but who even takes the month off and doesn't do any exercise. I feel like even that's okay. It's not ideal, but I think it's okay. But the reason why I think everybody should be working out is not because, you're going to lose muscle during Ramadan. Oh, it's because, you want to lose weight, you want to do that Ramadan fitness reset. Who cares about all that? Like, throw that in the trash. It doesn't really mean anything. It doesn't matter, right? This month shouldn't be focused on that. The reason why I think that everybody should be working out during Ramadan is because working out has spiritual benefits. You know, like breaking yourself up, beating yourself up at the gyms, suffering. There's a spiritual impact to that. And on top of that, constant movement, being connected with yourself. I feel like people who work out regularly will say that there's like almost a spiritual effect to working out. And I can say this personally, that the most spiritually connected I feel is after a good workout, whatever spiritual endeavor that I'm going to do after that is that much enhanced, right? And I feel like working out during this month, I've been working out every single day. There's not a single day during the last few days of Ramadan that I have not worked out. And my plan is every single day during the month of Ramadan that I'm going to do some sort of workout. If I'm not able to hit the gym, then I'm going to be doing a workout at home. And that's something I'm going to be sharing with you guys as well. What kind of workouts you can be doing at home. But that's beside the point. The point is that there has to be something going on. And the reason is, like I said, that spiritual connection. And I feel like that's how we have to start looking at exercise as. It's not just a physical endeavor, it's also a spiritual endeavor. And obviously it helps your mental health as well. We know that from research. But I feel like the spiritual component of exercise is just not talked about as much. And when I say exercise, that doesn't mean you have to kill yourself in the gym. You don't have to be doing that same routine that you're doing outside of Ramadan. You don't have to bring that into Ramadan. You could do anything. You could go for a walk, but you keep your body moving, right? Don't become complacent. Don't become lazy. And that's another thing, right? The resilience and the consistency, all these things that are developed from working out. That's gonna aid you in standing up long nights in Taraweeh, standing up long nights in Tahajjud, reading Quran for long periods of time. It's that resiliency, right? And I feel like working out builds that. So why would you want to cut that out during the month where you're supposed to be resilient, where you're supposed to, try your best, where you're supposed to like grind through the suffering, right? Keep that up, right? So you're not losing that strength. So you're not losing that, that vigor. And, that's just my perspective. And again, like I said in the beginning, but if you feel that working out even a little bit, and I don't think going for a walk is really going to impact your fasting that much. You're not going to collapse in the middle of the sidewalk because you went for a 5-minute walk before iftar. I don't think that, right? I really think that just do something, keep your body moving, staying engaged, connecting physically, mentally, and spiritually, becoming a whole person. It's essential. And why are we neglecting that one essential aspect of our being, of our existence, which is to move, which is to breathe, which is to, be active? So it's a little bit of a rant, but I do think it's important, right? And I think there's more tangible advice that I'll be giving going forward. But at least for the meantime, I would say just do something, right? If that means doing 5 push-ups before iftar time, do 5 push-ups before iftar time. If that means doing 5 jumping jacks, if that means going for a 2-minute walk outside just to smell some fresh air, you do that. But you keep your body moving and do it because it's in the month of Ramadan. Do it with the intention of connecting to Allah. Say, oh Allah, make this workout that I'm doing, make this activity that I'm doing a means for me to connect to you, right? So it's not just something mundane. It's not just something that's taking away from your ibadah. It is ibadah. So I mean that's just what I wanted to share, and that's why I would encourage everybody, no matter how tired you are, just give a few minutes to exercise, and I feel like you'll see a lot of benefit in that, inshallah. And again, like going forward, I am going to be sharing a few more, short workouts you can do pre, post, iftar, and one of the other things I want to talk about is that a lot of the advice out there, and I think a lot of more Muslims need to be making content about working out during Ramadan. You Google Ramadan workout, how to work out during Ramadan. The first videos that come up are by non-Muslims, right? And they're giving fair advice, but they're telling you, oh, so break your fast and then go to the gym and work out XYZ. It's like, okay, but you haven't even taken into account that, Tarawih. You haven't taken into account that I have certain goals for my ibadah that I want to get done. There's a certain amount of Quran that I want to read. You haven't taken that into account. So the workouts that I'm going to provide for you is going to keep that in mind. The fact that we have limited time during Ramadan. We don't have all day to spend 2-3 hours in the gym, and we don't have the energy to do that either. So what I'm going to provide for you is someone who has that in mind, someone who knows that the goal of Ramadan isn't to lose weight. The goal of the Ramadan isn't to preserve muscle. Who cares about that? The goal is to connect to Allah. And how can we use exercise as a means to connect to Allah? So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and just keep looking out for more content to come and more kind of workout advice that you can use during the month of Ramadan. You guys take care. Assalamu alaikum.